Just going to do a little mini lesson on how you would use a MacBook if you are using one at home at all. If you are using your iPad, much of the same tools work. It's just I'm going to show you a couple other little things. So first of all, down here, you can see this is called your dock. This is where I have all of my apps. And these little circular, different colored circular dots here represent something different. This would close the app. This would minimize the yellow button. And then the green, you can either make your screen bigger, which most of you know, or you can make it smaller. But this is also how you can use a split screen. So if you hover over it, you'll see you can enter full screen. Then there's also a choice to make the split screen to the left or to the right. Which we're going to use this in a little while here. I wanted to show you a couple other little tips. First of all, to screen record, which is what I'm doing. On an iPad, there's you could pull it down the menu and then there should be a screen record option. On a MacBook, you can click Command, Shift, and 5. And then also this is what you could pull from your Launchpad, this little screen record button. And that way you can capture the whole screen and do what I'm doing. Another couple little tips here. The little, the trackpad, which is sort of like your mouse. Okay, if you take all 4 fingers on it, you can zoom them in, pinch them in, and your Launchpad will show up. If you take 2 fingers, you can scroll to the right. You can scroll to the left and it will take you to each page down here. Notice we're on page 2 and then we're on page 3. If I pinch back or push back out with all 4 of my fingers, I come right back to the screen that I was on. Also, if you're on a website here, which I happen to be on Achieve, if you use 2 fingers, you can scroll up and down. 2 fingers also, if, I'm trying to think, if you click and point to something, obviously that's going to take you to the next page and so on. I want to show you something once we get to the article here. So if this is the article and you weren't sure what devour meant, and maybe here it's over in the vocabulary part, the word devour. But let's say there's a word ancestors. Okay, if you click with 2 fingers, it's going to bold automatically, and it's kind of like a right click on a computer, a PC, and if you tap this, you can actually look up the word right there to find out what it means. So a lot of you guys are pulling up a whole nother tab and searching. You should be able to use that tool to figure out what the word means right away. I thought that was kind of a cool thing, a little tip there for you. The last 2 options before we get started, here's your Spotlight search. Your Spotlight search searches everything on your computer. So it could be like PDF documents. You can even have the option for Siri knowledge. There's websites, movies, any kind of news, and so on. If you're not in your Spotlight, you could also search up here Siri, and Siri will search only the website or the internet, and it talks back to you. So I'm going to close that out. So those are a couple little tips that you can go to there. All right, so now I want you to follow along with me and do this with me. I'm actually going to move this to the right because I want to be able to write. So I actually already did this. You guys are going to have to go to your folder that you shared with me and create a new document. Title it Summary of S'more Achieve article. You can pause this if you need to. Once you get that up and the Achieve lesson I want you to work on is Give Me S'more. Give me some more. I like that play on words. Okay, so we are gonna, because I don't know, I like writing on the right and looking at stuff on the left. It's totally up to you. I'm gonna move this to the right. So it says the window to the left of the screen. I think I need this one, the window to the right. And then I'm going to pull my Achieve and I'm just going to, I'm sorry, didn't quite work that time, which is okay. I am going to try this again. Window to the right. that's why I keep clicking on the achieve when I think I need to like just hold over it and then drag it. So let me try one more time. It's a little tricky. And then if I hold, it's being tricky. Let's see if I do this. Maybe if I pull it first, that's probably gonna work. And then if I hover over again, it's there we go. I actually had to click on it that time. There we go. Okay, and then if I click on that, it opens up. So now I have the reading over here to the left, and then I have my summary to the right, which is perfect. I can see both at the same time. So once you read your article a couple times, do your recycle tabs, which is these little things, you're going to complete your activity like you would normally do. When you're done, do the after reading poll. And then here's your thought question. And your thought question is simply to write a summary of today's article. And as you write your summary, you're going to do the following. So that's why I'm saying as you write, you might want to just drag a couple things over into this section. So let's say I'm reading the article, okay, and it says, here's Savannah, Georgia. This article was written on July 18, 2019, or published then. S'more adore, that's French. It means I love a s'more, and who doesn't? If you've never tasted the fresh, gooey delight, now's your chance. Here's how to make a s'more. So here's how to make a s'more. Maybe that's something I want to make sure that I explain, okay, that they explain how to make a s'more. So maybe I want to copy and paste that over here. Notice I just dragged it to the screen, which is perfect. And then I can keep reading and maybe get my next main idea and so on. Now, once you have things, if you wanted to drag over, you're going to need to rewrite them in your own words, changing some sentences around and so on. But this gives you a good outline, almost acts like a graphic organizer where you can just move things over and organize your writing that way. Once you're done with your complete full paragraph, you're going to, well, just make sure it's in my folder. You shouldn't even need to share it because it should already be in my folder. So that's it. I am done with the video. I hope you guys can do this. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to reach out. And I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Minimize, Shift 5, and stop.